extraction.
So one would imagine that if in order for this to happen, there needed to be, well, it's not an imagination, it's almost a demand constitutionally, that there must then be prudent leadership and that you shouldn't want to cut away. Our previous speaker talked about the fact, previous conversation, he said that corruption plus housing is corruption. Corruption plus inflated budgets is corruption. Corruption plus SHA that's not working, is corruption. Corruption with an SGR that should have gone to Malaba that didn't, and now is wanting to go to Kisumu for half the price that it didn't go to Malaba with, is still corruption.
Right.
So prudent leadership would demand that not a shilling is unanswered for, and that what you said was going to happen is going to happen, because we've already established this is a good thing. It is an economically progressive nation when you have the movers of these elements which you know are necessary towards that economic output. Where does leadership play in all of this? It's not just Ramogi over here or Joe over here, but that has got to be secular. Where does it play in all this to ensure that the things that you're hoping and say, hey, Bana, we should have been able to do this? Right. Where does that play?
Vision casting, implementation versus execution, and finally accountability. In terms of vision casting, I think the president has outdone himself. The good lad can dream. And he's never shy to communicate to you his dreams. There are some will come to pass, others will not come to pass.
Others will sink.
But he's still, he'll still boldly come to you with a different dream. Now we are dreaming about Singapore. And so in terms of vision, I think the question that Kevin has asked me is relevant to every leader in every cadre in this country. How can we leverage on this project for our people? How can we leverage on this vision, the grander, the bigger vision? You can also cast a smaller vision for your region. Because you see, SGR reaching Kisumu, for example, means then that goods can move to Mombasa in 6 hours. Goods can move to Nairobi faster. The corruption that happens on the roads with policemen stopping you at every stop when you're trying to bring your goods to Nairobi could be a thing of the past. So then, if you appreciate that opportunity, you start casting a vision. Can we invest in agriculture? Can we produce ABCD for which we have competitive advantage in this area? And I think that's something that governors in that stretch of the SGR Phase 2C and D should consider and think about keenly. But and there is and I know it sounds obvious, but some people in some of our places, there is opportunities happening, but there is no leadership that would tell people, look, this thing is here, we can actually take advantage of it and do ABCD. EABL reopened in Kisumu. We've not seen a lot of planting of sorghum happening in Kisumu. The other day I was being told that they buy a lot of their sorghum from the region and not locally. There is a rice company in Siaya around my area. Yes, and we've not seen a lot of leadership pushing people towards investment, towards taking advantage of that. And so you'd think that this is very easy, ABCD, but it's not. Leaders needs to cast the vision and share that vision and tell the people, look, this thing is here. You can take advantage of it and move upwards in terms of your economic well-being. And finally, accountability. And when it is done, after you have executed, after you have done it, you need to come back to the people and say, this is what we set out to do. This was the cost, and this is what we've achieved. And that accountability, starting from the ground all the way up, will help us become a better country. I have not seen that. People just come and launch, and after they have launched, they come and open. And, when they open, now you start asking the accountability questions in terms of costs, in terms of ROI.
Yeah.
And people look at you like you are disturbing the peace. So,
project.
that accountability is necessary.
Well, I think every coin must count.